Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to I think it's the fifth episode of our sports science support series. I really hope you all had a nice Easter weekend and made the most of the lovely weather and got outside. Um, uh, I know we've been really lucky with the weather over the past few days, so fingers crossed it carries on through the next week's couple of weeks because it just makes everything a little bit more nicer, especially in this situation. So today's video is going to be on creating a swimming pool free routine. It's slightly shorter than my other videos, but I still hope that you'll find it useful and can take some stuff away from it. Having a routine in a time like this is especially important. So without further ado, I'll move on to the presentation. Okay, so creating a swimming pool free routine. So why do we need a routine? A lot of you, like I said in the previous videos, have probably gone from having a routine that starts straight away when you get out of bed in the morning, either for morning training or for school, straight the way through to when you go to bed in the evening. A routine helps us to keep a sense of normalcy to our lives. It keeps us busy and in a positive frame of mind and allows us to practice self-discipline by adhering or maintaining our routine every day. It allows you to have a sense of control in times like this, so times of uncertainty, times where you might be feeling a little bit worried. A routine reduces stress, keeps us focused, and allows us to work better. A lot of studies have shown that when people have scheduled activities and are in a routine, their focus and concentration is actually a lot better than when they have a schedule-free activity. And a routine allows us to work on one thing at a time rather than getting overwhelmed by lots of things at once. I know I'm someone who does this a lot. If I don't have my day planned out, I get overwhelmed by all the things I've got to try and achieve in the day rather than just focusing on the one thing that I'm meant to be doing at that time. So I'm now going to talk a little bit about what aspects of a routine are the most important and how to start to build one or adapt one for yourself. So I'm going to start with routine timings. We are by nature creatures of habit. Humans are people who we're very comfortable when we're in a routine and have our days scheduled and we know exactly where we need to be, what we need to do, how long it's going to take. You might not realise it, but a lot of the time you're probably subconsciously creating schedules for yourself to keep us comfortable, to keep us in our comfort zone. We are uncomfortable when we are out of our routine if we cannot take control of our routine or we cannot carry out our routine. So, in a time like this, it is important to try and do things at a similar time as you would normally. For example, workouts, strength and conditioning at the same time you would normally train. So in the mornings, obviously Jordan's got his S&C videos there in the morning, so you can get your workout done at the same time as you would do in morning training. Try to keep meals set around the same time. This also helps to avoid unwanted habits such as too much snacking during the day. We're now in a position where we have a lot of things available to us that we wouldn't normally have. We have a cupboard full of food in a room next door to where we're doing our work. The work can sometimes be boring. When we get bored, we want to go and eat, we want to go and snack. Another example is trying to complete schoolwork in a similar time frame. If you have been given a piece of work that you would normally have an hour to do in class, try and get it done in an hour. Try not to forget that schedules are adaptable and not set in stone. Work out what gives you the most enjoyable day, what gives you the most effective day, what gives you the most efficient day. You don't have to schedule your entire day. Some people respond better to having unstructured time in the day as well as structured time, so I find it easier to work up until dinner time and then have from dinner time to when I go to bed as unstructured, where I can just do what I want, work out what is best for you. Some psychologists also suggest that you should actually regularly change up and adapt your schedule to create stimulation, so you don't get bored, you don't get fed up, you don't get burned out. The next one we're going to talk about is consistency. The best way to make progress in anything is to be consistent. You've probably heard a lot of the phrase around consistency is key. In a situation like this, it really is. So keep your routine the same or similar each week. Like I said, they are freely changeable and adaptable, but try and keep them as similar as you can. A consistent routine will keep you motivated and on track, as you can easily assess your progress. If you're running 5k every week, you can easily track whether you're getting quicker, because every week you'll do a 5k and you can compare times, something like that. Doing some of the same activities each day can create a comfortable and familiar space to help with worry or anxiety. If you're someone who gets quite easily worried or anxious, knowing that what you've got coming next is something relaxing or something you need to focus on can help you feel better, rather than thinking, what am I going to do with myself for the next 3 hours? Oh, I'm just going to go online and look at really worrying statistics about coronavirus. Once certain activities are built into your routine, they require less motivation and willpower to complete. The first time you go and do an S&C workout at home by yourself, it's probably quite daunting and it's going to take a lot of willpower to get up and do it. But once you schedule that in every day of every week, it then becomes part of your second nature. So I bet a lot of you don't really think too much about brushing your teeth every time you wake up or before you go to bed, because you've done it so many times. It's now just something you will naturally do. It's part of your natural routine. Structure. So, a lot of people struggle with this one. Decide on a structure that is right for you. Do you need to get your most challenging tasks done first, or do you need to build into your day? Some people need to gradually build and do some things in the morning to help themselves wake up and focus, like yoga, going for a run, doing some reading to get their brain engaged. Figure out what it is you need to do first, whether you need to do your workout straight away and get it done so you've got the rest of the day to focus on other things. Only you can work this out, so it's a bit of trial and error. We've got a lot of time now to figure it out, so that when we do go back to the pool, you've got a great idea of when you need to be penciling things in. So some people find they need to pre-plan the whole week in advance, so they know exactly what they're doing on what day, or some people prefer to get up in the morning and then set their routine out depending on how they feel. Problem with this one is a lot of people can talk themselves out of things, but it is a great way to listen to your body and listen to how you're feeling. But again, only you can work this out. Remember to keep a balanced structure and plan some time for relaxing and throughout the day to keep you going. So penciling in time, like I said, to do either the winding down or the engaging things to keep your brain going. Start the day right. This is an important one at the moment. Getting up and getting dressed will help you feel more productive. Okay, so sitting around in your pajamas until lunchtime might feel great and can be done. I'm not saying don't do it, but maybe not every day. So get up, get dressed, get going, and you'll feel a lot more productive. And prioritise your activities and decide what is most important. So, like I said, psychologists recommend changing your routine up every now and then. So maybe have a go at prioritising different things each week, so that you know what it is you need to do first. One task at a time. Use these breaks to separate your tasks from each other. Focus on each task individually before you think about the next one. This will help you to stop getting overwhelmed. Keep calm and take one step at a time. Try not to move on from a task until you've completed it to your own satisfaction, otherwise you might start to get lazy. Now this is quite an important one because the best way to do this is when you're setting out your plan and your task, write a little note as to what you want to have achieved by the end of that task. So if you're doing some reading, what page number do you want to get to? If you're doing some schoolwork, how many questions do you want to complete? If you're doing a workout, how many reps do you want to do? How many minutes do you want to do? That way you can't stop short and you can't talk yourself out of doing it. You'll force yourself to go to the end and it'll make you a lot better. I've got a man on some steps there. He's taking one step at a time. So having a routine helps to instill good habits. So when we do a routine, we go through a routine, we repeat what we're doing. So the secret to building up good habits is repetition. By following our routine over and over again, we are encouraged to repeat our good behaviour. For example, if you set yourself up with a great stretching routine now, for the end of your sessions, it will be second nature when we get back onto poolside. The coaches would absolutely love for us to get back into the pool, and after every session you have your own stretching routine that you can go through for 5 or 10 minutes that you've mastered through this quarantine, and you can do it after every session and you just feel great about doing it and it just becomes second nature. They also help to break bad habits. So you can actually remove bad habits by not allowing them to get into your daily routine, and this reduces the amount of time we spend repeating them and then discourages further repetition. So if we're avoiding things like snacking even when we're not hungry or similar things, if we're not allowing them into our routine and we're keeping a good meal plans and making sure we're eating healthily, then those bad habits will start to disappear. Okay, so that is actually all I've got at the moment on a swimming pool free routine. Obviously, if you have any questions or anything, please email us at gcscquestions@gmail.com. I hope that was helpful. If you have any comments, please feel free to post them and I'll get back to you. Any feedback on the video. Please watch Kate's video on Wednesday. And thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great week and I'll see you next week. Thank you.